All right. It's clobberant. Okay. That's the thing's catchphrase. I had started off like that. Welcome to a very special KOT Kia 3's episode stream. I'm here with my boys, Devin and Jay. How's it going?
Going good, man. It's going good. You know, we see I've missed out on the festive Halloween spirit here. Clearly, I'm just gonna act as my actual self, which is a nervous Jays fan tonight for the World Series. But it's good times, man. Good times.
The nervous Jays fan. What are you then, Jay?
I am feeling very great. Happy Halloween to everybody in the chat. I hope if you got kids, I hope you are trick or treating. If you out, I hope you grab something as thick as Yabuseli. Let's go.
And tell the people what you are today.
Oh, SWAT, baby. Hey, Carl Anthony Towns, you're indicted. We're watching you. Hey, Paolo Banchero, you're indicted. We're watching you. Oh, I'm SWAT, baby. Hey, you play bad, I'm on that. You play bad, I'm on that.
You definitely got the best costume. I just put mine together in 2 minutes. I am Coach Thing today. What can I say? I got the jumpsuit right here. It's pretty snug. You know, but I'm breaking out of it, you know, because I'm building up like the thing does, right? Oh, yeah. So why don't we just hop right into the first thing we want to talk about today, and we can go from there. Is the first matter of business is taking this off because it is crazy hot in there. But let's talk about some of the MVP picks over the first week of the season. I know it's way too early. You can't make any justifications yet, but where you guys stand on this whole MVP conversation, who's leading the race, who's looking good. I want to know what you guys think.
Devin, you go first.
Giannis is my early guy that jumps off the board for me, certainly. I feel like he's the type of guy, not that he's necessarily deserved to win the award since he won his last one, but he has just consistently been top 3, top 4, top 3, top 4 for like 5 years now, and yet has performed near or at an MVP level every year. And this year he's just come out and it's like, yeah, okay, I want this award again. Now, part of it is this Bucks team doesn't have a number 2 option again, and so he has to do so much for this team. But the efficiency is career highs. The assist numbers and the playmaking looks are career high. He's got great shooters around him, so that's helping. But he is doing so much for them right now. The defense looks great. The Bucks themselves playing at least solid basketball right now. The likes of Ryan Rollins, Cole Anthony playing well to help him out. But Giannis has looked so dominant on both ends. He's one of the most dominant two-way players in the league in the last 8 years at least. But this year he looks like he wants to be that number 1 guy again. Giannis has been a very, I don't want to say surprise because he's been doing this. He's just shown up to an even higher level to start this year. He's a guy I want to watch based on his first 4 games.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, Devin. Giannis has been hooping, and I think he took this season more serious than others, especially with the trade talks, and obviously he dismissed it anytime he was addressed about it. But I do think he sees something within this Bucks team. But disclosure, Giannis is not on my top 3 MVP list, but I do want to give him some praise. This Bucks team has been a lot more fun and a lot better than I thought they would to start the year. Ryan Hollins, like you said, Cole Anthony specifically. I want to bring up the Orlando Magic later in this stream and how dirty they did Cole Anthony, because the fact that he was getting DMPs at any point last year is a disgrace, because you guys do see the talent on the Bucks. But with that aside, shout out to Giannis. But my leader. Wait, we're starting for leaders, right? Or we're doing like from the bottom?
Just top? Whoever you think is in the conversation, but who do you think is leading if you're going to go that route?
All right, conversation. Austin Reeves, man, what the hell? I've always been a person that said that Austin Reeves is way better on ball. We saw in the playoffs, off ball, he was just not as impactful. He's not a good catch and shoot like type of player, and that's not to shame him in any way, because he's obviously a fantastic ball handler. He showed that he can play make. Oh, I like it a little
sorry,
bit.
just wanted to bring a comment up. You can keep going, but shout out to our guy Sam in the comments.
Shout out to you, Sam. And we've been happy to be back in action, man. But
yes,
Austin Reeves has showed that as the main ball handler. He can be a fantastic playmaker. He can be an elite scorer. I mean, 50 points, 41, a game winner. Come on, man. What are we talking about with Luka Doncic out and LeBron James both out? Austin Reeves is showing that he can be a number one option, and the stats that he's put up so far this season, he's among some like top names. I mean, he's among LeBron James and Magic in the categories of scoring 30 points or more. I believe I don't know the exact stats, so let me not even bring that up. But Austin Reeves is a fantastic player to start the year, and I really want to see what happens this off season. I would love Austin Reeves on a new team. I want to see him as a number one option. Hey, I'm gonna put it out there. Sacramento, blow it up. Pay Austin Reeves a bag.
Sacramento blow it up, even with your boy over there.
Blow it up. Start from the bottom to the top, man.
Okay. I mean, I like both these picks. Of course, Giannis, he's been in the conversation for every year, but it feels like in recent years, he's almost like an afterthought because it's like, it's just Giannis. He's doing Giannis things. Like, someone even said that too. It's not really fair to him because he's so good and he's been so good for so long. And Austin Reeves, I mean, like you said, I mean, he's played pretty well. I mean, I don't think his play will be as sustainable once those guys come back, just because I think there's going to have to be more of the ball to be shared around and less touches. But I mean, I have been impressed with the way he started the season. But my pick, and it's crazy how none of us are going to end up, saying Wemby, because I feel like a lot of people are saying Wemby right now. And a lot of people probably even saying Shea because he's a defending MVP. I'm going with my guy, Tyrese Maxey. This guy has been phenomenal so far this year. And yes, I know he's been playing crazy minutes. Whatever the opposite of load management is, like load accession, whatever. I might have just made up a word there. Like, he has been insane, putting the team on his back with Joel Embiid on a minutes restriction, especially late in games, not finishing games, and they're still undefeated to this point in time. You got VJ Edgecombe, who has been a rookie, and he's had some high moments, but he's also had some times where he's like, it looks a little sketch. And the rest of the team, really, I know that more of them, like Quentin Grimes, are kind of coming behind them, but there's guys on this team that are just not going to get much playing time, whether it's Eric Gordon, like Kyle Lowry, Paul George hasn't even played yet. And like, just looking at what this team looks like right now before the season started, I think we all thought this is a potential disaster once again with the roster makeup they have. Yes, it's a weak year in the East, but the way that Tyrese Maxey has played, like, I think he's definitely asserted himself as a leader. I think he's playing like right now, so far, he's played like the best player in the league this season, in my opinion, especially for a smaller guard to be doing that. Like, that's just insane. I don't want to disrespect what any of these other guys, the guys you named, or Shea, or Wemby, or my guy Donovan Mitchell, or anyone else that you want to put in that conversation. But Tyrese Maxey has just stood out the most to me so far. And I got to give him my nod, man.
Whoa, you didn't need to put Donovan Mitchell in the conversation. You didn't need to do that.
Hey, man. Always going to be the number one Spider Glazer.
Hey, respect. But can I give my...
I glazed so much on Spider that I put him in the thumbnail, too. If you guys noticed when I did that. That was intentional, but go ahead.
Hey, shout to Spider. Shout to Spider for real. Garrett, do you think when Paul George comes back, when Jared McCain comes back, when Joel Embiid minutes go up, Tyrese Maxey will still have this type of production? I'm curious.
Yes. This type of production, as in like averaging 34 points a game, pretty much.
As in MVP favorite, pretty much.
Yeah, I think that he'll finish the highest on the MVP ladder of everyone on their team. I mean, let's face the facts. I know Jared McCain had a great run like last year too, and he's still going to be a top 3, top 4 player on this team when he comes back, but he never at any point was seen as a more priority in the offense than Tyrese Maxey. Paul George, come on. Like, that ship has sailed compared to him and Tyrese Maxey. Like, let's go. And Joel Embiid, yes, he has the potential to do so, but you just can't trust it, especially with how many games he's going to miss with knick-knack injuries every now and then. Like, I just cannot put him over Tyrese Maxey, especially when it comes down to the end of the year. And if they keep playing like this, they look like the chances of them getting a top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. I mean, I don't see how he's not, if at the very worst, like probably an all NBA second team guy.
Wait, Devin, I don't know if you want to. What was that?
Yeah, I mean, I think you have an argument for that. I mean, like you say, there's not a ton of consistent high-level support on the 76ers team. Like you say, with the injuries, we don't know what Embiid's minutes are going to continue to look like with, good play from some of their young guards, but it's good in helping them win games, which is probably going to help his MVP case. It's probably not going to eat into that much of his offensive production at this point. He's just the engine to everything. So, yeah, I mean, like you say, it's absurd production and minutes right now. He's at 37.5 points a night on 43 minutes a night, given there's an overtime game in there. But that's probably not sustainable. But does he continue to average well over 30 on pretty good efficiency? I don't see why he doesn't at this point. So I think you're certainly valid for thinking he stays in the conversation for quite a while, because I don't see a way where he doesn't unless Philly fall off a cliff, which right now, I mean, I guess anything's still possible in this Eastern Conference, but I think they're one of the best looking teams so far.
Or unless he gets hurt. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I agree. But my only thing is that I feel like when Paul George comes back, let's not forget he's on a max contract. And regardless what anyone thinks, he's going to have to he's just going to have that type of max contract production, or expected to be at least. So I think he's just going to be taking shots away from Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe. So that's my only worry when Paul George does come back. Joel Embiid, I think the keys has officially been passed on to Tyrese Maxey. So my worry with Joel Embiid doesn't, like, I'm not very worried about when when his minutes go up. The pace is maybe a red flag that I'd want to keep an eye on, but that's about it.
I mean, to be honest, I feel like Paul George is going to take shots maybe away from like Kelly Oubre and stuff, like more than he takes it away from Tyrese Maxey. Like, yeah, obviously his scoring is going to go down, and that's like the main thing. Like what Devin said, like he's not going to be playing 43 minutes a game all season, and if he is, then he probably will get injured, unfortunately. But I just think that the minutes will go down a little bit as more people come into the team. Him being the first option, like that's not going to change in my opinion, and especially with Embiid being so unreliable at this point. He's a good player, he's talented, of course, but you can't depend on him playing every night. You can't depend on him playing heavy minutes every night, or even closing games every night. So, yeah.
All right. I mean that's fair. So hypothetical, right?
Okay.
The Sixers are the 3rd seed, and it's January. Would you, and say like Paul George and Joel Embiid, they're like Joel Embiid has played like half the games from this point until January, and Paul George is, I don't know what people expect from Paul George at this point, but I don't think he's gonna be really good.
Nothing.
So yeah,
we all disagree. Like, nope.
So say we get the same production from Paul George as last year.
Okay.
As Daryl Morey, you have a winning team and a winning core right now with the dynamic guards of VJ Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey, and possibly Jared McCain when he comes back. I do love Kelly Oubre as well, and their backup center Dembona. I forgot his name, something like that. But do you trade? Do you think about contemplate trading Paul George and Joel Embiid? Who would you pull the trigger on first?
I mean, whoever's easiest to unload. Let's be real here, because they're both getting probably way too much money than they should. If I had to bet, I mean, Embiid's, well, I don't even know, because it's just so weird, because Embiid's like knees all offseason, they were talking about like, well, they had a drain cartilage, and like now it's not looking the same, and he's probably going to miss more time. So with that in mind, you might think this guy could be retiring in the next 2 years or something. Whereas Paul George, it's like he might play a little longer, but he's not as good as Joel Embiid either. So it's like, which one is more important? Like, I do probably think Joel Embiid might be a little bit easier to trade just because he is a better player, and that if it gets closer to the point where it's like, okay, he's on an expiring and it's more friendly expiring than a Paul George getting like $50 million a year for being a guy who's probably going to be giving you Klay Thompson production by that point in time. Like, no, not to give Klay a stray right now, but hasn't looked too good. But that's just my point. Like, I think that Joel Embiid is maybe more likely to be traded. He's also, I'm pretty sure, like a year or two younger than Paul George.
Wait, yeah, I was about to say Paul George is going to play longer than Embiid. That's what you said, right?
He might.
That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie, that's crazy.
I mean, but Embiid could retire tomorrow. Like, with those spaghetti knees.
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
Their knees do not be looking good, man. But yeah, I mean, Paul George is 4 years older than Embiid is right now. He's got one little year on his deal, but they're still both locked up long term. Paul George is until 27-28 and Embiid until 28-29, where he's going to be getting paid $67 million.
Damn.
Yeah.
Playing at that point, like you say, very possibly. I hope not, but very possibly retired at that point. It's going to be tough to move off of either of these guys. I don't think you're at a point where there's a ton of teams, especially for Paul George, but even for Joel Embiid, there's probably not a ton of teams interested, and the ones that are probably are asking you to attach just as much as they're looking to give up assets for a guy like Embiid. So, like you say, if they do believe this group is ready to win now, maybe they could look to move off of them, but I don't know that moving off of them actually would make them that much better, because they probably have to give up things just to get rid of them, never mind actually get that much better. So if they can, move off of them from expiring contracts and they have some cap space going into next year, or especially the good 2027 free agency, maybe that makes a little bit more sense. They also, if they want to keep them now, if they're moving more towards the future, they do still have to pay Quentin Grimes into the future. So that's going to eat up a fair bit of that. But yeah, they have a lot of decisions to make, and they've kind of fallen into a spot where if this was a rebuild, this would be amazing. But because it was supposed to be a win now with the Stars, and they have like $110 million in payroll to guys that they probably don't really want on the roster for any bit of longevity, especially Paul George at this point, they're in a good but extremely weird spot where, yeah, they may have to consider offloading Paul George with multiple first-round picks just to get him off the team.
Hey man, they're gonna be calling him Empleed soon, because we're gonna be praying those knees last to the end of his contract. I mean, come on.
Oh my god, bro.
Like,
all right, wait.
seriously.
So I have a question that
Okay.
a team that I want to ask you guys about.
Okay. Yeah.
And this is a team I tweeted about yesterday. I have a easy solution to fix the problem, but I wanted to know what you guys think about the New Orleans Pelicans. What should they do? Right now, they're 0-4 last in the Western Conference, and they do not have their pick for next year. You guys know that they traded it away in order to get Derek Queen. Yep, in order to get Derek Queen. Derek Queen has looked okay. I mean, Jeremiah Fears looks like the better of the two. What do you guys think? In my opinion, just so I can get it off.
Go ahead.
Hey, cut off Willie Green, bro. Block his number. Block his employee card to enter the building. Stop sending him checks and call Tibbs. Tibbs is free right now. Tom Thibodeau will make this New Orleans Pelicans team a playoff squad next year, guaranteed. Listen, y'all know how high I was on Jordan Hawkins, right? He played 11 minutes last night. Well, in the last game. In garbage time, dog.
DeAndre Jordan got like as many minutes to one game.
He started. He just came off the screen. Started over Yves Vesey, man. Like what?
Yeah.
What are we doing, guys? How can we fix this team, please?
I know a way you could fix them. You could remove them from the NBA altogether, because let's be real, nobody wants to go to a New Orleans Pelicans game. I mean, this is the worst performing team in the league. Forget what Jordan Poole said. I love what Jordan Poole said, saying, "Oh man, the culture is so good here compared to Washington." Guess what? Your team has not won a single game. The Washington Wizards at least won a game, and they've looked pretty respectable in some of their losses too. The New Orleans Pelicans have the most dead crowd in all of sports history that I've ever seen. On a TV in front of my face. The New Orleans Pelicans are the worst fans. And guess what? I know the coaching is part of it. I think Willie Green is incredibly overrated, all because of like a run as an 8th seed to win a couple games off a Phoenix team that everyone calls fraudulent today anyways. Like, didn't even have Booker in those games either, which is crazy. So not only that, but also, like, I'm sick and tired of Zion. I know he hasn't played too bad this season so far. I know he's had a decent start to the year. Get rid of him. Because, yes, get rid of him. Because let's face it, at this point in time, Zion at his best is he might make the All-Star team. He is not a guy. Yes, he will never, ever win MVP. He will never, ever be top 5 in MVP. And the same thing we just said about Joel Embiid. Are those knees going to last? I don't know, man. Because I just don't know. I cannot trust Zion.
It's not even his knees, his hamstrings, dog.
But his knees aren't going to last. That's what I'm saying. That's part of it too when you put on so much weight. But this season, I will say he has lost some weight. Yes, I don't buy him. I don't buy his. Okay, like compared to the greats. Okay, comparing Zion Williamson to me, of course. The work ethic is definitely much more impressive. But comparing him to the guys who win championships, which remember, this is what this guy was drafted to be. He was drafted to be the next LeBron, right? He had the same amount of hype as like a Ben Simmons, or like, oh, he's going to be the next LeBron, next big thing. He's been, by those standards, a failure.
I agree, but
Hey, wait, but one real quick, I just want to shout out. We got Reek in the chat here too. Hey,
shout out to you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but I feel like me personally, and I'm a LaMelo Ball super fan. I'll be glazing LaMelo, okay? But I feel like some players mature at different levels, and I shouldn't expect a LeBron immediately impactful with his rookie year type of expectation from Zion Williamson. I know he's a fantastic player, but that's just not reality sometimes. He had to put down the BBLs and the jambalaya, and let's just be real. That's just what it was. He had to realize his priority is basketball. Basketball is what is getting him paid. Basketball is what is getting him this notoriety. And that has to be his number one priority. And it looks like he took his body serious this year so he can take the season serious this year. But you know who's not serious? It's Willie Green. He's not a serious guy, bro. He's not, bro.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Devin.
Willie Green's... He's part of the issue. I also just feel like there has to be a massive disconnect between the front office and the coaching staff, which is just never going to work. All the mass firings we saw in Denver right before the playoffs last year. I mean, these guys trade away, as we mentioned, their first-round pick this year at the draft to Atlanta. And yet, a few games into the season, we're seeing Kevon Looney out, of course, but DeAndre Jordan picked up off the streets to replace some of those center injuries, and immediately starts over Misi. And we see Jordan Poole, who was just acquired this offseason as well, is now getting benched a few games into the season, and we're seeing Jeremiah Fear start. So what are we trying to do? Are we trying to compete? Are we trading away our pick to try and win now? Or are we developing talent because we're acquiring first, we're playing the young guys? Like, there seems to be no collective agreement in what they're actually trying to prioritize right now. And if they're prioritizing their youth, then that trade was even more stupid than it already was to give away your first round pick. And even still, it's just a mess. But like you say, I think Willie Green's got some questions. They do need Zion to be better. Point blank period. If they're going to be good, Zion needs to be better. He hasn't been that efficient this year. He's always going to be, given the nature of his game, but to a ridiculous degree, this team and him as a whole have been one of the most blocked teams in the league this year. They have like 3.5, 4 blocks against per game, more than the closest team this year. Been absurd. Trey Murphy as well has also been a bit of a ghost, which hasn't really helped. He hasn't taken any bit of a jump. So there's a lot of New Orleans issues, but I can't really disagree with you, Jay. I think Willie Green does have to be part of the change, at least just from a culture standpoint at this point, because something's not working. They need some cohesion between front office, coaching, and where their direction is, because right now there is nothing cohesive in New Orleans.
Well, and that's just what I want to say, because I feel like, and I agree with both of you guys, Willie Green needs to go. I don't know how he lasted this long, or what strings he pulled, what dirt he has on who. Like, this is ridiculous. and I've said the same thing about Billy Donovan for so long too. Now we're doing well, and I know we'll get into that. But my thing with Zion is that, again, like I said, the hype was so high for this guy. He wasn't just supposed to be another elite player. He was supposed to be like the generational player, and he hasn't even been really close to that. Like, has he even made an All-NBA team in his career? I'm pretty sure he hasn't. He's just been an All-Star like twice, right? Out of 6 years, and he hasn't made it in multiple years. Like, this is a disappointment. I feel like exactly what Devin was saying, his efficiency is down this year, and over the last couple of years, it's only gone down more. Like, the thing that made him different is, and comparable maybe to like a Charles Barkley, is he could maybe rebound exceptionally well for a guy of his size, like, you know, mass, and also just being shorter and dominating inside, and his efficiency. Well, his efficiency has also gone down over the years, and his rebounding has kind of hasn't really been that impressive. He's not a great defender. He can't shoot the ball. Like, I was checking too, like while you guys are talking. Do you guys remember his debut game? He hit 4 threes in that game. Now, of course, an anomaly. 4 threes for Zion. That's not going to happen often. But he's played 216 games since, and he's made 28. That's making one less than every 7 games. Like, for a guy who's on the perimeter so much, especially in this game, because if you're not a 5, and even 5s are on the perimeter too, like, you're on the perimeter a lot. And this guy cannot shoot the ball. He can't shoot free throws. He's around like 68% probably for his career, if I just have to go off the top of my head and assume it. And that's like usually where he's been. Like, he, in my opinion, the only thing that he does exceptionally well is dunking around the rim and finishing on the left block. He's not even great at finishing on the right block, to be honest, but that's a problem for a guy who's supposed to be your best player on your team that you've invested in for 6 years. They've been investing in him since they got rid of Anthony Davis, you know, since the Raptors won a championship. And I know to Devin, that feels like a while ago now, right?
Sure does. You can only imagine how Pelicans fans are feeling.
Like, it's crazy to me how he's gotten more of a leash on for him than maybe Donovan Mitchell did for the Jazz when he got him to the playoffs every single year, right? It's crazy that he got a longer leash than Luka Doncic, who got the Mavericks to the NBA Finals. Why is Zion Williamson still on the Pelicans? Like, that's a problem with management. It's a problem with Zion Williamson underperforming, and I agree, it's a problem with Willie Green.
Hey, Garrett, listen, I'm worried to criticize the Pelicans, but you criticize – that's too far, bro. Zion got nothing to do with the problems, bro.
What? Yes, he does.
How does he not?
How does he have no problem?
Listen, bro. He has bad hammies. Bro.
But to say he is no part of the problem is crazy. I'm not saying he's the main reason or the full reason. He is a problem.
Yo, bro, you just say you want to kick him off the Pelicans.
I do, because he needs to go. They're not going to win anything with him, clearly. Hey, can't even make the playoffs with him.
Listen. For the last few years, he's been an efficient scorer for the most part of his career, right? Without a jump shot, and that's without a jump shot. I'm not saying him having.
When's it gonna come though? He's like 25, 26. I've seen guys who have developed so much more. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is like the same age. He went from a guy who was coming off the bench to start his career to being the MVP and the Finals MVP and an NBA champion, and now he's arguably the best player in the world, at least a top 3 player in the world.
Yeah, but they have different games. I feel like that's a bad comparison. Zion has he's not wait, listen. He's not Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons excelled his entire career up until the NBA, driving to the rim without a jump shot. Zion Williamson has excelled his entire career, including the NBA, without a jump shot. He can still be successful, but it's the team construction. Just like LeBron James. You said he was supposed to be the next LeBron James. Surround this guy with shooters, bro. Surrounded with shooters.
I agree.
That's what the Pelicans are doing. It's poor roster management. And I think it's Joe Dumars and Willie Green. Kick them both out. I know Joe Dumars just got employed. He needs to be unemployed. Go back to the league office, bro. Please.
But you know what? LeBron at least has a respectable mid-range to a degree. He has a decent 3-point shot. He can hit it if it's wide open, right? And he can do fadeaways and stuff like that. Maybe not like the all-time greats or anything like that, like to that top tier level, but he can still do it, right? Zion, I don't trust him doing any of that personally. And this is a guy who's played 0 playoff games. He has not played a single playoff game. That's a disappointment, man.
I agree it's a disappointment, but I think you're just a little too critical on Zion, bro. Ease up on my boy Freaky Z, bro.
Hey, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I've supported Zion for most of his career, but over the last couple years, it's gotten to a point where it's just, remember, I think we did a stream. It was like August 2023 on here, and me and Gabe were going at it, and he was saying you can't trust Kawhi. He's always injured, right? Like, you can't trust Kawhi anymore. At least Kawhi has done it, though. Zion has not done anything.
Hey, just give him some time. He just got skinny, bro. He just found out what Ozempic is. Give him some time, bro. Give him some time.
Let's gauge how this year goes, but I'm not believing it till I see it. I'm gonna say that right now. I'm not believing it till I see it. So until then, I'm gonna be pessimistic.
That's fair. That's fair.
So
go
ahead.
I don't know if you were gonna talk about the Bulls, but
yeah. I was just gonna get into that because we can talk about
Wait. Before you do, can I just get some Knicks hate off real quick? I gotta get something.
Okay, go ahead. Do we need to put you full screen?
You can. No. Actually, no. Don't. Keep it like this.
Okay.
Knicks fan, by the way.
Karl-Anthony Towns, you are our anchor on defense while Mitchell Robinson is out. When you are the only center out there, if you're going to double, please double. When you're driving and you see a double, you see two people coming at you. Pass the ball, bro. Pass the ball, bro. In the game against the Bucks, bro, they were helping off Josh Hart every single time. And he didn't even think about passing it, bro. He didn't think about passing. He held on to the ball, tried to see if the defense would shift and try to force up some bullshit. Cat, do better. Josh Hart, I'm on that ass. Do better.
Whoa.
I know that.
Pause.
Pause, bro. Pause. My bad, pause. I was wild.
Yo, chill.
Josh Hart, I know the finger's messed up, but you have to be a threat from three. I'm actually disgusted at how much of an offensive liability you are, Josh Hart. I love the energy on the rebounds, but if you do not average 10 rebounds a game, you're useless, dog. Go do DoorDash if you're not averaging 10 rebounds a game, dog. We don't need you out there. Yabusele, be impactful. I need it. Tyler Kolek needs to play more minutes. All right, I'm done.
Okay. That's fair.
Josh Hart, local DoorDasher. Heard it here first.
Who was the guy you said last week should do DoorDash?
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Towns is really your anchor because you guys are going to sink.
Quad. It's the quad. It's the quad a little bit, but that's not too much of an excuse. You're out there. You got to play good, bro.
Well, we know who's playing good right now, and that's the team on my forehead. Undefeated, number 1 in the East. I feel good. Life is good. I haven't felt this good since we were the number 1 seed in 2021, 2022. And before that, it was since the D-Rose days. So I'm loving it. I don't know if you guys want me to give my thoughts first as the fellow Bulls fan here, and then I'd like to hear what you guys say. But I've just been very very impressed with how we've played. We've beaten, the last game we won against the Kings. Probably a lot of people thought we would win it, but I think just the other games we've won against teams like Atlanta, Orlando, Detroit. I mean, in order, that was my 3rd, 4th, and 5th seed prior to the season. So to beat teams like that off the gate, I think is huge. I think that, even if in terms of like talent, a lot of these other teams will still be able to maybe put something together by the time the end of the season comes. We are off to a better jump in terms of having the chemistry and having people together here. Josh Giddey at the end of last season looked really good for us. I think Trey Jones has been the most impressive player to start this season for us. He's just been phenomenal. And you could even argue Modest Buzelis has been that too. But for me personally, I already kind of thought this was going to happen just because I trusted in his abilities. Vucevic has played pretty good for us as well. So it helps when, he's doing work. Kevin Huerter, he's actually been a reliable knockdown shooter for once in the last several years since that Game 7 with the Hawks in 2021, probably the first time since then. And then we're still doing this without Kobe White. I mean, Isaac Okoro has been looking good too for us. Patrick Williams has been annoying, of course, but he's been a little less annoying than normal. So hopefully that can continue. And actually, Ayo Dosunmu has been pretty good for us as well. So I like the makeup of our team right now. I think that it is definitely a new direction at the start of the season rather than trying to figure out what's going on with Levine, what's going on with DeRozan, and like, are they trying to compete? Are they not? I don't even know really what our, vision is for the year, but all I know is like we have a team that like likes being around each other and wants to just go out there and play hard together, play well together. And like I said, I mean, obviously I still don't like Patrick Williams. I'm still not high on Billy Donovan, but the makeup of the team around them, like the youth that for it. I don't know if we're going to even win tonight against Jay's Knicks. This could be a trap game where you just ranted about your Knicks. I'm praising my Bulls. So naturally, it seems like the Knicks would probably win that game. But even then, I still think that we've been playing pretty good. And I got to be happy. I got to be pleased with what I've seen from my Windy City Assassins. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a good start, man. Like you say, it's, pretty good continuity here. I mean, pretty much everyone at least ended the year last year on the roster after the trade deadline. So got a ton of new pieces and very good high energy play. The bench has looked very good, which has been a big part of it. Like you said, Herder's been good. Dosunmu's been good. Patrick Williams has his moments, but there's at least been some positive ones in there. And like you say, all of this without Kobe White. Zach Collins hasn't played yet either, which could be another bit of valuable bench minutes, considering the Jalen Smith minutes haven't been amazing to start the year. But very positive signs. Like you say, a bit of a leap from Ellis, which is what was expected, but still good to see it happen. He certainly looked like he's shown more improvement from year one, which is going to be key for them. I think he's the biggest ceiling raiser on this Bulls team. And you alluded to it. I mean, Vucevic has looked very good. I'd argue this is between a bit of last year and then to start again this year. He's looked about as good as he ever has in a Bulls uniform. And defensively, especially, the developments and improvements he has made in Chicago since his Orlando days on that end, where he was just notoriously known as a very poor defender. I don't even know if I'd call him just average anymore. Like, he's legitimately putting in some very good defensive performances at times. He's always been a good rebounder, but the pick and roll coverage looks a lot better. The rim defense looks a lot better. So kudos to him for improving that part of his game the last couple of years in Chicago, and that's really helping Chicago to be able to be a better defensive team alongside that energy and tenacity we're seeing on the perimeter from an Isaac Okoro, from an Ayo Dosunmu, from a Trey Jones. So those guys are competing. Vucevic improvements certainly help. Kobe White comes back in this team. They could be a fun team for the rest of the year. I don't know what this team looks like long-term at this point outside of Ellis. Very uncertain outside of that, but certainly some fun pieces here and a very fun team to start the year. I don't know, man. I think in this year's Eastern Conference could probably put some more wins together and become a playoff team that could be a bit of a first-round threat at this point.
I just want to say one thing, and then Jay, you can go. I know you mentioned like Zach Collins too, and obviously I want him healthy, but me personally, I know he's had a slow start to the year. I still have more faith in Jalen Smith, so hopefully my boy Jalen Smith can get it putting together a little bit more and get some more minutes. But go ahead.
I ain't gonna lie. We're playing Chicago tonight. All right, I gotta hate a little bit. Listen, Patrick Williams, Nikola Vucevic, Ayo Dosunmu, and Trey Jones are shooting 50% or better from three. That's not sustainable. I'm sorry. I had to hate a little bit. But Garrett, I have a question. What do you think? Oh, wait. Also, hold on. Side tangent. People calling Billy Donovan a good coach now. I believe Bill Simmons. I was listening to his podcast. He was like, "Oh, Billy Donovan is Zach Lowe. I'm sorry, Zach Lowe." He was like, "Oh, Billy Donovan is such a good coach. He's so adaptable." No, he's not. He just let them go out there and do whatever they want, bro. He's not coaching anything. It's freestyle basketball. Anyways, Garrett.
I'll agree with that. Go ahead.
Garrett, what do you think changed from last year to this year that made you guys a different team? It looks like. I know you guys finished 15-5 at the end of last year. What makes this season different? Like, what do you notice?
I mean, the guys, in my opinion, the biggest thing is just that we are rid of guys who, well, I shouldn't even really say that because, in my opinion, DeMar wasn't that. I mean, DeMar had successful years with the Raptors. I think he kind of just got burnt out, honestly, in Chicago, and I think it was just time to move on. But I don't think in my opinion, Zach LaVine really ever had that intangible to be a lead guy as the primary player and like bring that team to the next level. I think now like we still don't really have a certified player on who that could be, but I think because we have so many guys who are like kind of working together through it, like there's usually two ways that you can succeed in this league. It's when you have a superstar and then you have all the roles behind it that fill in one by one and everyone knows their role like that, or when you have just an all-around good team. And I feel like we're just an all-around good team, because you could probably make an argument for like 4 different players as like who's our best player so far this season. I mean, probably Vucevic has been the best player, but at the end of last season, I would have probably told you Josh Giddey was playing like our best player. But I think also Kobe White could be our leading scorer, and also Modest Buzelis. I mean, he's got the potential to lead this team like in a year or two. So it's just a really nice feeling when you have so many different options and you don't have to rely on, okay, we need Zach to get like 25 or 30. We need DeMar to get like 30. And when they don't, like, then what are we going to do? Because our team's like, no one else is going to like come with them, if that makes sense.
I mean, no, that's fair. I'm be honest. I haven't watched too much of the Chicago Bulls, so I was really looking on your insight and what you saw out there that made this team different.
I mean, I will say like the general camaraderie of the team is probably as high as it's been since we were the 1 seed like for a little bit 4 years ago. So that is part of it. Like you have to want to be there. I think also like once that team had the injuries like to Lonzo and stuff, like you even saw some guys like they were just completely done with being on the team. A good example is Derrick Jones Jr. I think he just wanted out of Chicago and he's like, just get me anywhere else. And I mean, now he's been on teams like the Clippers since. And I mean, he looks a little bit more enjoyable. Like he looks like he enjoys things a little bit better. And of course, the biggest one is Alex Caruso, because Alex Caruso looked like he couldn't care less about being a Chicago Bull by the time he was gone. That's why it's annoying when people say, oh, well, the Thunder robbed the Bulls in this trade. But no, they didn't, because Alex Caruso, if he was still here, he'd still be doing the same thing where he wouldn't want to even be here. And he'd probably be trying to like play into some other injury that keeps him out for another month or two. Whereas Josh Giddey at least wants to be here. He wants to like continue to develop his career here. And so like, I just think with that, and then as like Devin was saying, like with Vucevic right now, he's gotten better on the defensive end, maybe even like a little bit of a Brook Lopez type of arc. Of course, maybe a better rebounder than Brook Lopez. And then as long as Kobe White can come back and not like, you know, interfere or get in the way, which I have faith that he will do that, because I saw him do that in the 21-22 season when he missed early in the year with injury. We were doing well. And then as soon as he came back, like we didn't miss a beat. We went on a big win streak, and then we kept doing good things throughout the rest of that like month. Now, later in the year, I think a few other injuries happened, and then like things went a little bit south, and we've dropped to like the 6th seed. But I think that he'll be a little bit selfless to the point where he's not going to step on anyone's toes, but he'll assert himself like where he needs to. And so if that happens, I mean, we're already like an undefeated team right now. Obviously, that's not going to stay for the rest of the year. But like what Devin was saying, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility for us to be like a 4th or a 5th seed by the end of the year. Maybe even better, because right now Cleveland has questions. Your team has questions too. So, yeah.
Well, that's not bad. Who do you think had the highest ceiling on the Bulls? Is it Modest?
Yes.
Gotta be.
Without a doubt. I think that, like, I mean, I don't want to jump to conclusions too much, but I think he'll be like a multi-year all-star if he stays healthy and, you know, because he has the work ethic. He definitely has the work ethic to be great, and he wants to be great for the Bulls because he grew up like close to Chicago. So this is like a guy who wants to be there. That's the other thing too. Like we have so many guys who actually want to be on the Bulls now, which is great. Because I feel like for a while we just had guys who are like, like I'm another day in the office. I work for the Chicago Bulls. Like now it's like people are like, I'm a Chicago Bull, and they're like proud to admit it.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
cool.
no, I feel that. So you think the Bulls are going to be a playoff team? Would you lock it in now?
Yeah, I'll lock it in because I had them being the 8th seed prior to the year. I still thought they'd get in, but I thought they would be a little bit lower, given what I've seen so far.
Oh, what is that?
Playing on top 6.
It's hard to lock in top 6 after just a couple games, but I'll say I don't think they'll be any higher than top 3, like third or anything like that or above. So somewhere in that like 4 to 8 range. If I had to pick realistically, like 7, 8.
Okay, I know.
Hopefully above that.
I can see that, but just know if you guys run into New York, it's a 4-0, bro. It's 4-0, bro.
Yeah, you guys are going home quick.
hey, we can put a bacon, egg, and cheese on that, bro. Stop.
That will turn the kitten.
Hey, we haven't heard too much Raptors talk, man. Dev, how you feeling about the Raps, bro?
It's nothing good to say in this start of the season, man. It is bad. It is very bad. This is not that I was absurdly high, especially not as high as a lot of Raptors fans are in Toronto, but I was still, more hopeful than I've been in the last few seasons since we obviously traded away Siakam and OG and whatnot. I thought this would be a year we could look to push back for the postseason, flirt with 500 basketball again. You get RJ in or not RJ, but BI in the team now, and hopefully that can spark the offense a little bit, which it has, to be fair. The defense is just so bad. It's so insanely bad, which it shouldn't be amazing, but it should be pretty good. I mean, between Scotty, between Podol, IQ has been a good defender in his career. That seemingly vanished in Toronto. BI can be fine on that end. RJ, not amazing, but then the bench is filled with the kind of young, tenacious defenders with Baji and Shed and Jacoby Walter and Mobo. And I mean, the Mamu experience is a whole other can of worms. Mamu is terrible defensively, but even then, he's been improved in Toronto this year. It's just improvement from.
Wait, damn! You ain't mentioned Grady. You not fucking with Grady?
He's had a good game. He's not moved me whatsoever, man.
He's not on the streets or on billboards yet.
Which we need him, man. He's one of 2 good shooters on this team from deep, ideally, between him and Quickly. And right now, the dick just ain't falling from deep, man. Like,
the dick's not falling, man.
It is not happening, man. So
every time it gets around the rim, it's limp.
Pause.
So, man, it's
Hey, I'm gonna be honest, Devin. Having BI, you shouldn't have expected any type of defense. RJ, absolutely not. Quickly was such a fake defender, and I'm talking he would defend with energy in spurts. He's not somebody that can contain somebody and keep him in front of him. He'll use effort and energy and like body movement to he's not really a good defender. I'm sorry. I really had high hopes that the Raptors would at least be like a better a better offense. I mean, with BI, Scotty Barnes, RJ, IQ. I feel like that's a shit ton of shot creators.
I just feel like with their team too, it's like, I mean, someone like Brandon Ingram is so weird because it's not that he's a bad basketball player, but I feel like just for what the NBA is, like his offensive capabilities can stunt like what an NBA offense is trying to do. Like sometimes I get that impression when I'm watching him. Me for Quickly, I mean, I don't know. I've just really never been super high on him. Maybe the part of me is just like being a huge D Rose fan and watching all the minutes that he got. Sometimes D Rose wasn't getting minutes, and I'm like, bro,
you hate.
I am hating on Emmanuel Quickly. I get it. He's a little bit more in control now than he was then, but I'll still never forget those days. But with Ingram, the one thing I'll say is, hey, like at least he's happy he got out of New Orleans. He's probably praying, like, thank you, Lord, that I'm out away from Zion and Willie Green.
Yeah, I mean it's better, but man, it is still ugly. It is still ugly. Yeah,
I went from a 2 to a 3.
Yeah,
no playoffs. Playing? What you think, though?
If you asked me a week and a half ago, I would have said yes. I think they were a play-in team. I don't think they were getting top 6 by any means. I think that was always going to be pretty hopeful, but I don't see it. I don't see it right now. The offense from the top guys has looked good. I mean, RJ's had a very good start to the year, and his passing and handle into the lane has looked a lot better to start this year. Scotty's had a great start. RJ's looked good, or BI has looked good. Like you mentioned, Gabe, Garrett, I see some of the offensive concerns in terms of disrupting the flow of the offense. That has been one of my bigger concerns with BI for a good chunk of his career. Issue is, Raptors just had no one who could actually consistently create a perimeter shot. Unfortunately, he just then also disrupts everything else. So it's a give and take with him right now, which is just the unfortunate reality. But the offense has honestly been fine. 3-point shooting is an issue. We caught hot the other night against the Rockets, which kept that game a lot closer than it should have been. But the defense is just bad, man. Totals look bad. IQs look bad.
Investigate, bro. I'm telling you. I've been saying it for years.
Jakob, you're an indictment. I got you.
We need him investigated. I'm sick of this guy. I feel like he's throwing.
Yeah.
Ever since, like, wait, I must ask you, though, Devin, do you remember when he said, like, before, I think it was last season, when he's like, I mean, we're not going to try to win, like, every game, but, like, I'm like, dude, investigate this guy for saying straight up just that. I'm watching him lose the ball and miss dunks. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, he took the unders. He took the unders.
Facts.
Yeah, he's been playing goofy to start the year. It has not been good. And the bench was where the defense was supposed to be very good from, and they've been tenacious. I'll give them that. But the aggressiveness has been turned up to 1,000, and it just means that we get burned because we have zero rim protection to deal with when we get blown by, which is constantly because we are suffocating defense with not elite perimeter defenders. They're good, but they're going to get burned, and we're getting burned right now. And it just means that 6'9" Sandro Mamukulishvili or 6'8" power forward rookie CMB has to protect the rim. It's bad. It's bad.
It sounds like, hey, you know who will fix all your problems, Dev?
I know where this is going.
Sounds like I need Rudy Gobert, man. Sounds like I need Rudy. Big Rube out there, man.
That's the last thing I want. This is the last thing I want.
I wish JELSON were here. I mean, to put it geographically, like, let's imagine the Oklahoma City Thunder is like the Dominican Republic, and we got the Toronto Raptors or like Gary, Indiana.
Wait, at least we got Scotty, man. At least we got Scotty. That is all we got right now.
Hey, shout out to Scotty. Wait.
Okay, Hammond Indian.
How are you liking Colin Murray Boyles? How you like him?
I mean, he's been a pleasant surprise to start the year. He's obviously missed the first couple of games due to injury, but the defensive compete is certainly there. The physicality is certainly there. He's got some things to learn on that end, but he's a rookie. That's not overly shocking, but he's shooting 60% from three so far this year. Obviously, that's not likely to continue, but considering he was very much a non-factor from three at the college level to immediately jump out and be shooting very well there, it sounds like the Raptors coaching staff this offseason were basically like, hey, let's focus on your three-point shot. And he was like, I've never really focused on my three-point shot, so my mechanics don't exist. So they were able to build up his shot pretty well from the ground up without a ton of competing mechanics that he really had to work his way out of. It was more muscle memory for him. So maybe there's hope there, in which case he's going to be a very nice piece next to Scotty because we need three-point shooting badly. He would be a nice addition to that. But all things considered, first three games look really good.
Oh, let me ask you a question, Devin. So what is your take on, because I mean, I feel like this guy's just not getting as many minutes. I've seen him in trade rumors and all this stuff, but like Ochai Agbaji, like I want to know like where you stand with him.
I really like Agbaji. Now, to be fair, I was very high on him way before his Raptors days. I really liked what I saw from him in Utah in his good shooting year, not the preceding bad shooting year that he had. That, of course, helped him get traded. But I always liked his off-ball game on offense. He looked like as long as the three-point shot remained legit, he had that. He had an ability to, take some dribble in pull-ups to attack closeouts relatively well. And the on-ball defense has always looked great. That's continued into this year, and that is going to continue to be his main attribute in the league. I would have liked us to extend him going into his extension eligible rookie extension time this summer, but obviously that hasn't happened. I don't foresee a world where we do pay him. I mean, reality is the Raptors are just a bit over the tax right now. Of course, we're paying all 5 of our starters big money now, of course, with the Barnes extension. So there's just no money to really go around on this team. And I don't think Agbaji is it's not going to take a ton of money, but he probably would have taken at least mid-level exception money to extend this summer. And that was just never going to happen. So yeah, trading probably makes sense. We're not going to keep him. And there's no reason for us to not trade guys for assets we're not keeping right now because we are not good, unfortunately. So yeah, I think he does get traded. I think that makes the most sense. And someone could definitely use his 3-and-D wing presence in the postseason. So I think that certainly makes sense for anyone that wants to trade for him at this point. And he certainly shouldn't be staying in Toronto if we're not going to pay him.
Yeah, I just want to say too, like I've been high on him. Like I feel like that he can contribute to a lot of teams. So that's why I don't know. It's just been kind of weird that like it hasn't worked out right now for him with Toronto, and maybe he does eventually find another team, but I don't know. I feel like he's still solid. A lot of teams could benefit from having him.
Yeah, for sure. It's a weird rotation in Toronto right now. Everyone's kind of fighting for bench minutes. There's not really a consistent rotation. So I mean, he was heavily relied on last year. He started a fair bit for us when we were dealing with injuries and was quite good, but. Yeah, no one's really getting consistent minutes on the bench right now other than Mamu because Podol's been injured and foul trouble and a whole bunch of other messes. But, I mean, CMB's missed games and is working in. Walter's missed games and is working in. Shed's had a couple of games where he's played like 5 minutes, but a couple where he's played over 20. So it's just there's no consistency. That who knows, man. Give me another 5 games. Hopefully things look better, but it's a bit of a mess right now.
Yeah.
No, I feel that. I feel that 100%, Dev. But I have another team that I really wanted to talk about. Is the Orlando Magic, man. What's going on? 2-4, dropped some easily winnable games. Their defense doesn't look like it's there, and we know their offense has never been there. And the addition of Desmond Bane doesn't seem like it's being as impactful as many people thought to start the year. What do you guys think is going on in Orlando? Oh, wait,
Let's start with.
My bad. Before, I just shouldn't ask that. I need to get the Cole Anthony take off. They shouldn't have traded Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony was getting DMPs last year. Cole Anthony is a hooper, bro. Jamal Mosley, you need Jamal Mosley under indictment. Jamal, you're under indictment, buddy. Okay, you need to lose your job, bro.
Pushing unders.
Yeah, he was taking unders on Cole Anthony. That's why he was sitting on the bench, bro. It makes no sense. He's a very talented player. You guys can go.
Devin can go first because I know he kind of messes with the Magic too.
I do. I have been an Orlando Magic enjoyer the last few years, man. I do be a bit of a guy for a lovely defense. That's why I'm a big Portland guy right now. But the lovely defense is gone, man. Not that I'm really concerned about that. I think that comes back. But the bigger concern is the offense. And like we said, I mean, we all know the Orlando offense has been bad. The three-point shooting from a scheme standpoint, from a personnel standpoint, has been bad. Even KCP comes in last year, forgets how to shoot. And I mean, he knows how to shoot again this year now that he's in Memphis. So I don't know what's going on in Orlando. It's a bit of a 3-point void where all shooters go to die, apparently, because Bane's shooting 25% to start the year as well this year. Now, a lot of the issues in Orlando stem much deeper than personnel at this point. I think we started to see signs of that last year and early days, but we're seeing that again to start this year. It's a lot of Bane setting up catch and shoot opportunities for Franz and Paulo, not the other way around. We're seeing Bane not really get a ton of off-ball actions, pin downs, any type of looks to create open threes for him. Not to say that that's the only way you get him involved, because he can do a lot more on the offensive end as he's showing with this team, but they need his three-point shooting gravity to be valuable for them to be able to open up this offense, and they're not doing that. Their off-ball actions are very limited. Their ball movement, their player movement is still very limited. Their pace is still not as high as you'd like it to be, with Paolo slowing down the play a lot. Shot selection does somewhat improve for him year on year, and that seems to be no different this year, but it's still not great. Franz has been better this year. His three seems to be a lot better to start the year. Anthony Black has had a couple of good performances. Tristan Da Silva's looked better. But as a team, the whole offensive scheme, the offensive movement, their ball movement, any type of rim pressure and drive and kick, even anything as basic as that, is just not happening consistently. Part of it's their top guys, but as much as I like Jamal Mosley for how he's gotten them to this point and how he's built their defensive identity, there's got to be some blame to be put on the coaching as far as how their offense looks at this point.
Yeah, I think, and that's a big point of it too, because there's definitely coaches who can build a team from ground zero up to the point where they're competing, and then there's those teams those coaches that will get you over the hump. I think a good example of this in recent history is Brad Stevens, because Brad Stevens was a magician with pretty much nothing. Like, he could turn like water into wine, as some would say, but when he had like gold, it would go down like to bronze, essentially. And I think that's a little bit maybe what you might be seeing here with Jamal Mosley, especially if this season's a failure. I think last season, like, we gave him a little bit of a pass because Paulo missed some time, and yeah, they were a lower seed. Yeah, they went against the defending champions in the first round. So, I mean, I guess you get somewhat of a pass there, but now there's no time for passes because the Celtics, who won the championship 2 years ago, are probably not going to be in the mix. The team that won the East last year, the Pacers, are probably not going to be in the mix. The Bucks have looked good, but they don't really have the depth that you would think a team like Orlando has. So there's just other teams that shouldn't be better than them. And right now it looks like they haven't really found an identity. I think that's part of the problem too. When you look at like when Tatum and Brown were first started to come together, as like the team was like under, I guess their, how should I say this? Like, it was pretty much like established as their team, like post Kyrie, post Gordon Hayward and all that. Like, there was kind of a growing period where they were trying to figure out like, all right, how is the dynamics of this team going to work out? And I feel like what I was saying earlier, where it's like you might have like a team with a superstar and then everyone knows their role and falls in behind, or you just have like an well-rounded good team. Like, this is a team that kind of has like a few players who are at that like all-star or star level, and then you got guys who are at that like level below, where it's like an Anthony Black or Tristan Da Silva or Jalen Suggs. You also just have a lot of injuries with this team, in my opinion. I know that a lot of them have actually been playing right now, but I just feel like that's another concern to throw into the mix. And I just feel like some of these guys like maybe haven't impressed me too much. I know Desmond Bane's still getting used to the team, but they brought him for 3-point shooting too. And right now, like, his 3-point shooting has kind of sucked to start the year. Paulo, like, this is his 4th year now. There's people saying that, well, maybe Chet's better, maybe Jalen Williams is better because they just contributed to a championship team and they were drafted after him in the same draft. Well, I mean, if Paulo wants to, continue fighting against those narratives, he's got to show elevation too. I think early last season, before the injury, he looked like he was about to take that jump, and then he got hurt, and then he came back, and it was kind of like, like maybe getting his footing, whatever. But like right now, like, he should be doing that. He should establish himself as the number one on this team. Right now, we really haven't seen that. And I just feel like too, like Wendell Carter Jr., like there's always like suspicion with him. Like maybe he's too undersized. Sometimes he looks like he's a liability because he's too small, like in the paint. He's sometimes a liability of just finishing around the rim. And especially this year, I don't think he's been shooting that well around the rim. Tyus Jones, who they signed, I've never really been too high on him, even though that I know he has the assist to turnover ratio king. I just feel like it's because he plays the game way too safe, and that's why those stats always look like that. Like, I don't know. There's just a lot of problems with this team. Like, even just like from the front office standpoint, like they've held on to Jonathan Isaac for how long? What does that guy even do anymore? Like, every time I see him, his hair just looks longer. Like that's his most notable like achievement. Like, oh wow. But I don't know. I think that the Magic, I want the Magic to do well. I want them to be a good team. I think that they are good enough to be a top 4 team in the East. I don't really see that from them right now, though. I feel like they gotta have some identity solution coming here soon, and they gotta get like these guys gotta hit shots. Like the shooting has been the biggest problem, like for them for how long, and like they bring in guys who are expected to shoot and they can't shoot. Like that's a problem.
Yeah, Garrett, I think at this point in his career, Jonathan Isaac averages a career high 5 Gatorade passes per game because it seems like they're losing faith in him. He just doesn't get that much PT anymore. I am
and he still plays like it seems like every time he's healthy, but it's like, why is he even in the game? But go ahead.
Yeah, it's just not hitting like he used to, bro. But I want to agree with Devin when you said that they're not there. It's Paolo should be setting up Desmond Bane for open 3-point shots, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. And also, Desmond Bane has to realize this is not Memphis. The spacing is not the same, dog. Every single lane is clogged. And I want to go back to you, Garrett. You made a very good point with Wendell Carter Jr. I think the perfect center for this team, and maybe we see some centers get switched in the Eastern Conference. Miles Turner would have turned this Magic team up. I think a stretch big for this Magic squad would have completely unlocked this team, bro. With also the addition of Desmond Bane. You get an actual stretch big, not the fake wannabe stretch big that Wendell Carter is supposed to be. Wendell Carter doesn't do anything good. He's average at literally everything, bro. There's nothing that he truly excels at. I'll take Goga Batadze as a starting center over Wendell. He's a way better defender and rebounder. I'll take Mo Wagner, way better player overall over him, but obviously he's not healthy right now. The Magic is I disagree where you say they don't have an identity because they obviously have established a defensive identity, but I think that they lost it a little bit, and I don't know how do you regain that? I don't know. Is it Jalen Suggs too many injuries to him? He's not that guy anymore. Was KCP that important last year?
No, stop. KCP in 2025 being important. The only thing he's important for is the same thing you said, Jonathan Isaac, filling those Gatorades and wiping towels off the foreheads. Like, come on. Like, we're not going to give KCP any praise. My thing is with the identity, though. Like, last year they had the most success in the regular season when Paulo and Franz weren't there. And then they came back, and then the team started, not winning at the same rate. That's why I say that, the identity has to be found. It seems like they haven't really had something good going with that since the playoffs when they played Cleveland and they went to 7 games, right? That's probably the last time. And so it's been a year and some change since then. I know it's not a whole lot of time, but they got to get back to that. I
don't know, that Celtics series last year in the playoffs?
As for a team standpoint, no, I don't think they had much of a team identity there.
I give them a lot of credit as to why
they were successful
against the Celtics, bro. They truly beat that team down in terms of their defense. They were aggressive as hell.
Yeah, but the Celtics were also some of the games Tatum didn't even play. I don't know. It felt like they should have even been closer, in my opinion. I feel like that they could have made it a 5 or a 6-game series, and they only got it to 5. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you guys have anything else you want to say on the Magic.
No, I think that's it.
Okay, only one more thing I want to say here, and then if you want, we can wrap up the show. But we're a week and a half through the season now, and this has nothing to do with a specific team, but it has everything to do with Adam Silver. Obviously now this year the league has transferred. We're watching games on NBC, Amazon Prime, Peacock. So I want to know what you guys think of that and how has it been better that way? I want to know if the viewing experience has been better, and then I want to know if has it been easier to access or has it have been more of an inconvenience?
I will just say my vessel of accessibility for NBA games cannot be talked about, but I will say that NBC
legally
NBC has been great new partner. I just want to point out one commentator for games that I truly enjoy. Tim Legler. He is phenomenal at breaking down the game, but also having that. I don't know. I just really love hearing him call games.
Mm-hmm.
But I love it's way refreshing from TNT. It's just different. You know what I mean? I feel like everybody was so worried about, TNT is losing the rights or whatever, but I like the difference. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's been a good start. Like you say, I like what Legs has done. His coach's corner segment, his calls on commentary, both have been very nice breaths of fresh air within ESPN themselves. But Yeah, I think NBA, NBC and Prime have both done quite well with their production out the gate. I like how their approach has been, and much more of a game positive and some amount of breakdown centric coverage than some of this coming out with hot takes and all the outrageous clips that you'd otherwise see from more your traditional ESPN. So that's been refreshing to see. The NBC broadcast in particular, what we saw on opening night has looked great. Now, as a Canadian, how I'm exactly consuming the actual broadcasts and the different channels we're getting those on is very different for me. I'm obviously not dealing with those same lengths to be able to have.
Hey, if you need a link, hey Devin, you need a link.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
You need a link.
You can't say that on stream.
Hey, you know where to reach me, my brother.
Hey,
clearly neither of us can comment on the accessibility of all these games because we got different reasons for that. But
why are you laughing, Jay?
SWAT, we found them.
We're gonna call SWAT on the SWAT team.
I'm indicted.
You're like your own self. I just feel like, I mean, yes, the presentation on NBC has been really good. It's been definitely better than it was last season. And especially like most of the stuff is pretty similar. I mean, Inside the NBA hasn't really even changed on ESPN for anyone who watches that. And then, just the game presentation, like you still got like Kevin Harlan commentating games and Reggie Miller and like a lot of the guys who did like TNT stuff. So most of that hasn't really changed. But I mean, yeah, I just don't agree with it being on like so many platforms, man. Like it's just inconvenient. Like every single day it's like somewhere new, and maybe I still got to get adjusted to it because it's still so fresh. It's like, all right, like there's a whole different schedule every day. Whereas before it's like, all right, we had like Tuesday and Thursday, one network, Wednesday and Friday, another network. And then anything that wasn't on the main network, League Pass that you could find. Now it's like you got a game on Prime one day, Peacock on the same day, and then you got an NBC on that, and then you got League Pass, and it's like, well, what the frick? Like, and it's not even like everything can like line up perfectly either. So it's like you got maybe multiple nationally televised games at the same time. Like, I don't know.
And I feel like
Sam agrees too. I can see, but
and I feel like if you're saying that as a hardcore fan that is obviously in here watching a ton and yapping about the game, it just can't be good for the casual. It just can't.
Yeah.
If you're coming home at the end of a day and you're trying to watch a bit of ball and you can't even figure out what channel it's on, you're just not getting them. You're just not. So
that's my big thing. It's like we just got like, it's just so dumb because people are not like I am because I want to see all the games. But I'm thinking like the people that we're going to be talking basketball with, like that maybe don't get to watch it as much, they're probably not going to be paying for Amazon Prime or Peacock and stuff if they don't have it already. So it's like these big time games that are, especially if it's like a playoff game. Like I don't know what the playoffs are going to look like for this stuff, but like I don't know how many games they're going to put on Peacock. How many games are they going to put on Amazon Prime or NBC or an ESPN and like balance all that out? Like, yeah, like some people might still watch the ESPN and ABC stuff because that's going to carry over just like normal. But what about these other networks that they didn't have before? And then people would be like, oh yeah, I saw this, and like might get more box score watchers like in these NBA conversations. Like we need to get rid of box score watchers. Indict the box score watchers. How about that?
Hey, box score watchers, y'all indicted.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Which sounds good until you get freaking Silver coming out and saying this is a highlights league. Like,
I know, bro.
On, how are you?
Get rid of him. Indict Adam Silver.
Hey, Adam Silver. Man. Adam Silver, you on the list? Buddy? I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if you guys saw like the new Pablo Torre news. Are you guys hip to it? Anybody?
Dude, frick Pablo.
Just something real quick. Hey, Talu, Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, and Damian Lillard, you're indicted. That's all I gotta say.
Good. I hate Tyloo, and LeBron can take it. I don't care. But Dame, no. Let's keep Dame cool, and let's keep Melo cool.
They can't escape these allegations.
Nah, I'll bail them out. I'll pay Dame's bail. I'll pay Melo's bail.
Hey, Mello, that's on video, Mello. Make sure you hit his line when you get locked.
Ty Lue, I won't pay your bail, but I'll give you like some lettuce, set you right.
Nah, that's crazy.
I even met the guy, which is even crazier to say. But nah, man, I don't know. I feel like we pretty much covered a lot. We talked about all of our teams, talked about the MVP picks early on, talked about even a couple other teams, talked about Adam Silver being a fraud. We covered everything, And
wait. What do you used to call Adam Silver? What do you used to call Adam Silver? Bubble Bass?
Oh no, Adam Silver, Barnacle Boy. And then Mermaid Man was David Stern.
Oh my god, man. That's too funny.
With that being said, though,
I
got my mask back on. Another stream in the books. How'd you guys feel about this one?
Hey, W stream, man. It's nice to be back and streaming and talking hoops with the guys, man. It's nice.
Very nice to be back, man. It's good stuff.
I'm pulling this away from my face because I don't know if it's like sounding weird, but assuming all goes well, we should be back here on Tuesday night, same time at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time. And Tuesdays and Fridays at the same time is what we're going to be rolling with. If there's anything that comes up, we will let you guys know, but that is the schedule. And yeah, it'll be fun to stick by. We got, of course, as you guys know, the three of us, and then also our other guys, JELSON, Lakers Corner, GabeSlidIn, and Trill Buckets, who are a part of this KOT revival. I know we had a stream last time. We talked about it with the gang, but this is only our second stream back. So until I guess we get a lot of you guys back, I think we got to keep refreshing the crowd and letting y'all know. But again,
hey, Garrett, where can they find us outside of YouTube?
It's a good question. You can find us at TikTok, on Twitter, on Instagram. All of our stuff is in the description. So click that little description down here. And look forward to seeing you guys interact. We'll try to be posting daily shorts. I know we said that last stream. We haven't been doing it too much, but we're still getting in the groove of things. Once we do, we promise they'll be coming left and right. Like, yeah. But anyways, wait, what did you say?
No, nothing. Keep going.
Okay. But no, good stream. I feel like it was a good one, even though we had just three of us. A lot of good moments. So again, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Peace.